I would like my colleague by the name Victor, who is our marketing coordinator, to kind of set some rules of engagement in the meeting so that we can progress. Victor, welcome. If there's anything that you'd like us to know, welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Everton, and good morning to everyone who's joining us today. We apologize for taking long to start. But before we kick off, those who had joined earlier, we started by introducing ourselves and sharing where we are joining this event from, as well as the organizations. So that goes a long way in helping us know who's in the audience and what they're doing. So I just want to launch a short poll so that we can know where people are joining us from. We know with the advent of virtual events, you can have audience from everywhere. So I'm just gonna launch a poll there, and you can tell us where you're joining us from. And the first question is, if you're joining us from Eastern Africa, the rest of Africa, or outside Africa. And so I'm pretty sure some people are asking, what makes up Eastern Africa? Well, from the classes that you are taught, and from our definition here at Esri, it's like 6 countries. That's Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Djibouti, Eritrea. I don't think I've left out anyone. That to us is Eastern Africa. And the rest, if they have not been covered by the countries I've mentioned, you form part of the rest of Africa. That's good. I can see we also have people who are outside Africa who've joined us. It's nice to have you here. We hope time difference isn't something, it's not the middle of the night wherever you are, but thank you for making the time to be here with us. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop it there. So a good thing, majority of the people joining us are joining us from Eastern Africa. 94% are joining us from Eastern Africa. And then we have 4% from outside Africa, and the rest of Africa, 2%. So thank you for being here this morning. I have another poll. This will help us know the level. It will also inform the presenters as they go through their presentations. Your level of GIS expertise. Are you a beginner? From the chat section, I can see we have people from different government institutions. So we also wanted to know, like, your level of GIS expertise. Is it your first time? Are you a beginner? Did you just recently come across GIS? Are you joining this conference so that you can see how you can use GIS in your organization, in your government department? So that will help us so that we can also tailor our presentations to you, and also much later help you be able to utilize GIS in your organization. So I think I'll just give it a few more seconds. It's nice to see we have a good balance of GIS experts and people who are on intermediate. It's a good thing. Don't worry if you're a beginner. We have training courses as well that can help bring you up to expert level, or if you're intermediate, they can also help you come to expert level, which is something we can talk after the conference. I think I will stop it there. Yes. So 45% are GIS experts in the audience, which is really good. 41% intermediate, and 14% are beginners. We hope the beginners will see the light from the presentations by the institutions that are utilizing GIS and crossover to this other side. So those are the polls that I have. If you have any question, I would encourage you to please type it in the chat section, and we will be able to respond to it from there. If it's a burning question, probably you can wait until the end. You can note down that question. We will have a Q&A after the sessions. We will also have breakout rooms, so you'll be able to pick a breakout room after the plenary, and I think I'll be back to take you through that as well. But that's it for now. I want to hand over back to Everton to take us through the plenary. Everton, back to you.
Thank you, Victor, for that opportunity. At least now we know the audience that we are dealing with. So I have just an introduction, which is about 3 or 4 slides, and then we can welcome our CEO for the keynote. Now, my name is Everton Amasake. I'm the industry manager for government in Esri, South Africa. Of course, we have quite a number of industries. We have natural resources, we have utilities. We've been having these events quarterly. We had other events from utilities, transportation, and so forth. So today is the chance for governance to be able to share with our users across the region. The government team consists of 3 of us. I'm the industry manager. We have apologies. I think we have Faith, who is the industry lead, and then we have Evelyn Relay, who is the solutions engineer. Apologies to that. I think something I needed to change very fast. Now, the government team, of course, is segmented into several industries. In the next presentation, we'll be seeing what these industries entail. So we have local government, which of course looks at the county governments in Kenya, and also municipalities across the region. That includes capital cities like Kampala capital city. We have a presenter from there. You will hear what they are doing. Addis Ababa City Administration, Dar es Salaam City Council, and all municipalities across the region. We also have mapping and statistics. These are the ministries of lands across the region and statistical organizations across the region. We also have the planning aspect, where we have the regional planning and physical planning. We also have the security, defense systems, and finally have human services. So we have solutions that cut across all these industries, and in the next presentations, of course, you're going to see how specific applications are applied to these industries. Now, I don't have much to present today, but I just want to show you the agenda so that we are all on the same page. Not sure if the agenda is displayed or not on your screens. Okay, we are starting with them. I hope it has displayed. Cancel. So that, yes. Yes, so we have the program there where we are going to have our CEO, who is going to do an initial welcome address, the keynote speech, then the keynote address by Director General from Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Mr. McDonald Obudo. And then we'll have an overview of GIS in governance by Evelyn Lelei. And then after that, I think we are going to, someone is saying that is not seeing the agenda. Let me just exit this, and then just stop sharing and share again. Share. So, yes. Hope now you've seen the agenda. So we have a welcoming address by our CEO, Mr. Clifford Okembo. Just a few more months with Dr. Clifford Okembo. And then we have a keynote address from Mr. McDonald Obudo, who is the Director General for Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. And then we have what we call an overview of Arcgis for governance. This will be presented by Evelyn Relay from Esri, South Africa. Then after that, we are going to have breakout sessions. So this what basically means is that you choose which session you want to follow. So you have 2 sessions, elections and statistics, and then session on health. And then after that, of course, now we go to the closing plenary, where we'll have a number of questions and answers and then discussions. And then, of course, we'll have Samuel Kimani, our CSO, to close the event. Without much ado, I'll take this opportunity to welcome our CEO, Mr. Clifford Okembo, to share with us the welcoming address. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Everton, and welcome everybody. I hope you've had a nice time, though amid the COVID and all that. But we thank God that we are here and we are able to share a little bit more of what we have. I'm just trying to share my screen over here. And yeah, I believe you are able to see my slides. Somebody in the room able to see my slides?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Great, thank you. So I take this chance to welcome you again. It's a nice moment that we are meeting again, not physically, but virtually. And we hope that sooner and very soon we'll be able to meet physically somewhere, so that beyond just the interacting with the technology tools, we could also socialize more. But I take this chance, of course, first to introduce ourselves and to tell you some of the things that we expect to see in the course of this time. So we are Esri, and Esri is actually that organization, that company who does GIS. We purely do GIS, started early in the mid-90s. And we are proud to be the leader in the GIS market, more than 60%. And we work with the network of partners and distributors globally. So, but from Esri, we have Esri Eastern Africa, where we are and talking with you. But you have several other distributors, West Africa, South Africa, Asia, and many others. Our goal is very simple, just to improve your business processes through location analytics, advancing GIS, Geographic Information System, and promoting spatial understanding. That's purely what we do, embedded on geography, the science of geography. For Esri South Africa, you know, Everton has just mentioned where we are, where we operate, and we are glad just to mention, and soon and very soon we'll be saying this formally, that we have other new offices, one in Dodoma and also another one in Kampala and Tinda area. So together with the other offices that we have in Arusha, Kenya here, and also Ethiopia soon. What we do, as I explained, and maybe to repeat, is just we are all busy just to create useful technology that enables location intelligence in our organizations. We realize that the power of location cannot be forgotten or cannot be assumed, because everything we do is actually happening somewhere. And that somewhere, there are also other processes in it. And so we work on creating powerful, practical tools that help you to work better and also address your business challenges. And so the purpose really for us to meet today is just to learn, to inspire one another, to also create relationships, though virtually, and also to bring that spatial understanding and also to have some fun. I hope we shall. And we're actually looking at a theme of creating a sustainable future, looking at where we are and what happens tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and even forever when we shall not be in this world. So we have the power to do that. That's really what we are looking for. And that is actually our vision. And we believe that location and GIS and Arcgis system is actually that system that helps us to do this. Of course, we're in the world that many a times there is some sort of lack of understanding of the realities that are happening. And if that happens, then that is really the greatest risk that our society is facing. But to see, when you think about our future, the future that we are having depends upon the creating and applying that understanding. If we understand, we take our time to really understand the world that we are in, then we could use that to even build our future and create a better future. Of course, I was saying our world is not that simple world, it's a complex world. And the good and the bad thing is that it's highly independent, interdependent ecosystem that as everything else is related and dependent, interdependent to everything else. And at the same time, it's also changing rapidly and also evolving. Everything is actually changing. If you have been in some of our cities, right from Nairobi, anybody who has not been in Nairobi for the last 6 months, when you come here, you'll actually get lost, because due to serious development works going on here, and we live in Nairobi and we get lost every day. So I'm trying to imagine those who are coming for the, after 6 months or so. Go to Dar es Salaam, go to Addis Ababa, and other major cities, you'll also see the same. So the world we live in is not really well known. We're actually working very hard to understand it. And at the same time, it's very fragile, rich in diversity. And we are seeing humans dominating it at a very fast rate. And so we face a lot of challenges in that respect, that because human beings are living, bad statement, recklessly and also unsustainably, this actually threatens the future. And we are seeing a lot of things, be it pollution, be it water crisis, congested cities, pandemics, not forgetting the pandemic that we are going through. We're also seeing a deep decline in biodiversity and many other things, social conflicts, social racial injustices, and many other things. Well, in some parts of the world where we are in, we're actually not talking about racial injustices, but I mean, you want to call it, like in Kenya, we talk about tribal issues and all that. And not only in Kenya, even in other countries. And so we realize that our world is actually being challenged on many fronts. And so we need to be collectively responsible for its future. That's really what we are thinking about. That's what we are talking about. And we strongly believe that geographic approach and geospatial infrastructure provide us that science and practical means to actually act effectively. Though that will not be enough, we have also to do more than that. I strongly believe that creating a sustainable future is very much possible. We must dramatically change our priorities, how we do things. We make major commitments to life and our future, and also we must act now. We must be doing something. And some of the things that we have to do includes, of course, making sustainable futures, promoting equity, working on issues to deal with saving wildlands, developing renewable energy, restoring our nature, sustainable agriculture, amongst other things that I have over there. And at the end of the day, we apply our best science, technology, and creativity. We strongly believe that this geographical thinking will be essential to enable all these that we think and talk about. Of course, sustainability requires us to see the world as one single ecosystem for all of us. And so geography provides that science and language to do this, that we have a common platform, a common language where we speak everything. We speak environmental things, we speak economics, we also speak the social issues, be it in terms of development, in terms of ecosystem services, or issues to deal with population, education, equity, health, and many others, peace, very important. And so you look at the social systems providing or organizing and integrating all the factors, but you also have an environmental system that help us to eliminate the patterns and discover the relationship that exists over there. While on the other hand, we provide a framework for understanding and applying that knowledge. So all these enables that geographic approach. And the geographic approach that you're talking about really is just a way of thinking and problem solving that integrates geographic science and information into how we understand and manage our planet. So we are talking about it being science-based, holistic, and integrated, and brings collaboration. So it's collaborative and also brings the spatial understanding into it. At the end of the day, we are talking about an inclusive and a multidisciplinary process that impacts every sector of the society that we are talking about. And so the geographic science really integrates and supports the powerful methodologies that we are talking about. And here we are talking about the geoanalytics, where we create insights and understanding, geovisualization, where we have a language for communicating content and context, geodesign, where we actually design for a sustainable and inclusive future, geo-collaboration, where we engage all the stakeholders involved, because as I said, no one person, profession, or entity can do it all alone. And finally, we are talking about accounting for all factors through the geo-accounting. So all this brings the geoscience and understanding of our world, which are all critical for maintaining sustainability. When you look at it slightly into details, you're talking about how GIS is enabling the geographic approach, right from measuring the data, assessing the information that you have through visualization and mapping, predicting as you do your analytics and modeling, understanding and planning and designing, and also applying it through decision making and action. And so this provides a process and framework to enable us to apply the geographic knowledge widely. I believe you guys are doing part of these things that I'm talking about. You are addressing all these challenges in different ways, be it you addressing the pollution issues, the energy, climate change, environment in agriculture and agribusiness, food security, economic development, and many other things, water resources, and many other things that we're doing. Just a snippet of some of the things that you'll be seeing now and through the different presenters is some of the work that people do, while others use the technologies and tools to enable their work, like doing the census preparations and mapping. You look at a great case study in Kenya. Census happened actually 2 years ago, and I believe you'll get more through the keynote address that we'll get from the Director General talking about this, but also the boundary delineation that we're also seeing from IEBC, that is from the election side, and many others. These are some just snippet of some of the things that are happening that you are actually doing. On the other hand, we also see different local authorities, county governments, and city authorities doing very great work, be it right from street addressing in Kampala Capital City Authority to mapping of natural resources in Baringo County in Kenya, spatial planning, Meru County also in Kenya, to land management and administration at the same time, and revenue collection in other different local authorities. These are great work that we are seeing you are doing, and some of you are part of this great work that is going on, and seeing how the geographic approach and geographic science is actually impacting the decisions and the works that we do. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we've also seen through the pandemic that is going on in the world now. It's not a good thing, but we're also seeing a very central role that geographic approach and geographic information system is playing. One, to help us in disease surveillance. I've seen several dashboards that people are creating just to help us see the numbers as the numbers of those who are infected, those who have unfortunately passed on, those who have been tested, and many others. But you're also seeing now that the vaccines are being distributed globally. You're also seeing how the tests, the vaccines are being distributed, how many have been vaccinated, how many not, which kind of vaccination, be it AstraZeneca, Moderna, and many others. We are also seeing that. And also we are seeing different application of others talking about where do you get the vaccination, where are the supplies, when do you get the second or so vaccination, and many others. So these and many more are some of the works that we've seen you doing. And we believe that the geographic approach through the geographic information system is able and is enabling you to do and many more. I was just to give a welcome address. Unfortunately, I ended up talking much. And so I beg to stop there and wish you a very fruitful collaboration and discussion in these hours that we have today, hoping, as I say, that we shall do this physically sooner. Without, and to that extent, I take also this opportunity to welcome our keynote address speaker, Mr. MacDonald Obudho, who is the Director General for Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, to give us a keynote address at that point. Thank you very much and welcome, sir.
Wow, thank you so much, Bwana CEO, for the chance. I'm in an area where my network might not be very good, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to display my video because of the network challenges. I hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, we can hear you very well, and you can proceed. Don't worry about the videos if the connectivity is not good.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm somewhere in Machakos, and I think I'm really struggling to have that network keeping me on until the end. I'm not very sure. Maybe at some point you might be losing me, but let me take this chance this morning to say hi to all the participants, starting from the CEO, Clifford Okembo. The CEO, we have been interacting so much with your team in a number of areas. All the participants who are here, both from the government and non-government, from Kenya and from East Africa, the whole of Africa. I've noted that there are also participants who have joined outside from outside Africa. Good morning to all of you. It could be good afternoon, and it could be good evening, depending on where you are. So I'm MacDonald Obudho, Director General at Kenya National Bureau of Statistics here in Kenya. And actually, I've been privileged to be given a chance today to join you in this conference, which has brought together a number of participants from the region and across the globe. Rarely do people from such a rich, diverse background come together to, in order to share ideas, experiences, and with a view to develop a new agenda for prosperity of this region. So it is a real excitement actually to be part of this kind of a process. I take this early opportunity to sincerely thank the CEO of Esri East Africa for taking the initiative to bring us together with a number of partners in the region to discuss matters of interest. This gathering is actually uniting us for a common purpose that can be summarized as follows. One is to share and have a common picture on the progress and implementation of locational analytics technology in the region. And two, network with peers, discover emerging trends in the geospatial world, and gain useful insights from the technology and industry experts. And three, test new products, improve technical development skills, and gain new mapping techniques, which will also help in expanding our network and receive invaluable ideas to energize our GIS operations. The theme of the workshop, which is entitled Geographic Information System for Effective and Participatory Governance, really emphasizes on two key issues that are critical to the government. One is the participatory governance, and two is the use of relevant technology. Today, our world, and to an extent, our countries are facing enormous challenges, and it is clear that we need to work together collectively to collectively create a better future. We need to leverage on our very good brains, our best creative talents,
We lost you.
Oh, no, I don't know at what point you lost me.
Talent part.
Pardon? Challenge part. Okay. Yeah, now. So maybe I could just get back a little bit. But I had tried relating the objectives of this workshop, or what we are doing, and also mentioned that the theme of the workshop, which is Geographic Information System for effective and participatory governance, really emphasizes on two key issues to the government, which are actually very critical to the government. One of them is the participatory governance, and the second one is the use of relevant technology. I went ahead also to mention that in today's world, and to a great extent, our countries are facing enormous challenges, and it is also clear that we need to work together to collectively create a better future. We need to leverage on our very best brains that we have, our creative talents, our design talents, and the technology that is available, that is actually at our disposal, to together with the science, so that we can use this to create a more sustainable development. So really, we have all that we require to make a better, to have a better future, which is actually sustainable. Now, with these challenges, it is actually what is really important to move us beyond is simply to measure and analyze data to understand and resolve some of the biggest problems facing the world today. So geography is the science of our world, which provides both content and context, as well as a common reference system to help us see some of these complexities, relationships, patterns, and associations. Now, across the world, GIS is already helping us to understand things. It is providing a framework for transforming the world through all kinds of activities. So GIS changes how we think, how we act. It is actually a transformational system that we have in today's world. It is also it's also integrating the geographic science into everything that we do. For example, we are able to measure. We are able to measure and also help us in analyzing things. We are also able to use it to do predictions, and we are also able to use it to make to do plans. We're also able to use the same kind of technology to design and also evaluate. And of course, beyond that, it is also giving us now a chance to manage our processes over time. Now, mobile GIS enables rapid data exchange between the field teams and the operations centers. Desktop GIS provides an extraordinary ability to manage, analyze, and visualize statistical data of a given area of interest to show patterns, trends, and relationships for effective decision-making. Now, online GIS provides an interactive platform to disseminate and share data. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, which is a state corporation under the State Department for Planning within the Ministry of National Treasury and Planning, was actually created through an act of parliament, and this was in the year 2006. And this act gives us the power to collect, compile, analyze, publish, and also disseminate statistical information that is required for our planning purposes. We are also responsible for the coordination of the national statistical system and for other connected purposes. One of our key mandates is actually the conduct of population and housing census every 10 years, and any other censuses and surveys that our board of directors would approve from time to time. So now looking at the element of the conduct of a census, Kenya is one country that has always conducted its censuses every 10 years and very, very faithfully on the 24th, 25th night of August every census year. So the last one was no exception. We were able to do it within those dates as required. And there are a number of preparatory activities that would go into it. One of them is actually the cartographic mapping, which is very key. And during that period, we are able we normally come up with a geofile that is created for the whole country. This geofile is used to integrate spatial and statistical data. Our consumers really expect timely and up-to-date and ready to consume data in a digital format that renders itself to interaction and geospatial analysis. So to that end, the Bureau recognizes the GIS system as a very essential technology for all the stages of the national statistics life cycle. And that starts from the preparation, we go to planning, we go to data collection, we go to data entry and editing, of course, where there is any data entry that is involved. Then it goes to dissemination and the documentation of that, of the whole process. So GIS was actually introduced in KNBS way back in 1998, and its use has been greatly improved over the years. So getting back to the census of 20 to use the Arcgis, both in the Sorry, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, you might start from getting back to that statement.
Okay, yeah, so I was just saying that I've tried just connecting some of our operations with the GIS technology, And I picked on the censuses. So I was just mentioning that in the last census that we did in 2019, the Bureau was able to use the Arcgis, both in the field and in the offices, to collect and process spatial data. And Arcgis provided up-to-date data that was used for planning and execution of the exercises. Mobile GIS was used to collect data during the cartographic mapping, and this enabled rapid data exchange between the field teams and the map production team in the office. And we noted that the desktop GIS provided an extraordinary ability to manage, analyze, and visualize demographics of a given area of interest. For example, the population density by counties that displays patterns, trends, and relationships for effective decision making. So going forward, KNBS intends to use online GIS to provide an interactive platform to disseminate and share data. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could just give a little bit of more information concerning how we were able to utilize this technology in our census, and especially during mapping time, previously we have been making attempts of ensuring that we go by the latest technology. And as we are now planning for the census, we checked around within Africa to see what other countries have done before. And we noted that even as we are talking of having, some of the countries talking of having conducted the digital censuses, we noted that mapping was actually still manual. But for our case, we insisted as an organization that we want to take a direction that will lead us to having the whole process of census undertaking to be digital. And that had to start with mapping. Now, in this case, we came up with a system. Initially, we were using the ODK to start our mapping. But at one point, we noted that it was not fully digital because certain functionalities had to be done manually. In which case, then, we would not really take the pride of having done a fully digital census. So we collaborated with Esri, and Esri was able to develop for us a system. Actually, it was survey solution 1, 2, 3 was able to.
It's back.
I'm very sorry for this. Actually, I'm tethering from my phone, and calls keep on coming in, and that is causing interruption. Sorry. So I was just saying that we were able to get the support from Esri, and Esri was able to develop for us a system that was fully automated. So we would be able to get, using the survey 1, 2, 3, we would be able to get data collected very, very well digitally. And we would just use that one on our ArcMap so that we were able to process data immediately. And this was very useful because then it was cutting down on time that would take to process the data generated during mapping. And we are talking of enormous data. You can imagine that we go around every village in the whole country. It is really massive. And so this is this system that was able to bail us out and have our results coming out in good time. And in the process, it attracted a lot of interest within Africa and beyond. And so far, we have hosted 5 countries to come and learn how we were able to manage these processes. So this is one thing that I would say that has worked very well. My second point on this that I could quickly mention is that there's no boundary in terms, there's no limitation of knowledge, because what we are venturing into, even Esri had not done it before, but because of the collaboration we had, we insisted now this thing has to work. And actually they had to work day and night to provide a solution, and the solution was found. So today, if you are to do anything in the field, we are not starting from zero. We are talking of an automated process that has worked, courtesy of Esri. So I'm very sure that whatever that is ahead of us, where we need to look into the sustainable future in terms of this kind of technology, I'm very certain that we are talking of something that is very possible, very practical, and we'll be able to achieve it. In devolved governance, local authorities or counties would face numerous challenges due to the high hopes and expectations of citizens. And we have the immediate priorities, which include increased revenue collection, up-to-date spatial plans, pressure on service delivery, effective asset management, participative governance, and project monitoring and evaluation. So all these areas, our devolved governors would really face a lot of challenges with the citizen if they are not moving as fast as possible. So as a result, local authorities or counties are turning to the GIS technology for better planning, management, and decision making, which is actually the way to go. Effective implementation of an integrated GIS system in all government departments will lead to better planning, management, and decision making. It will enable return on investment in local authorities, including reduced operational cost, but increased productivity and, of course, revenue collections. Other benefits pertain to increased transparency and accountability, participatory planning, and increased access to government services by citizenry. In elections, for example, easy access to poll information at any one time, involving participation of all stakeholders, would lead to higher voter turnout and confidence in the election results finally when they are announced. The integration of the GIS technology with other technologies have been applied in election cycles, from voter registration to the declaration of election results, which really enable effective election management. Now, in health, for example, GIS enables spatial representation of data to support better public health planning and decision making. Timely access to community health information helps leaders maintain situational awareness, confirm assumptions, and understand community needs. The outbreak of COVID-19 showed that a disease can spread so quickly, and so information has to move even faster. So Johns Hopkins University launched its COVID-19 dashboard that provided immense information on the spread and management of the pandemic. Currently, GIS is being used to manage COVID-19 vaccination across the globe. And these are some of the good examples that we can mention that this kind of technology really supports, and we need to take it to the next level. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we come together here to explore various local applications of GIS in our line of work and for the day-to-day interactions. Let me then share, let us share and learn from one another so that we would be able to really improve our lives going into the future, because any improvement we make today would really be useful and will inform what can also be done tomorrow. So once again, colleagues, I would like to welcome you to this conference and wish you a very, very fruitful deliberation. And thank you so much for giving me the chance. Thank you to all.
Great, thank you so much, Mr. Obudo, for the great presentation.
So maybe when I see you, I could make an attempt of showing my face.
Yes.
Yes, that is my face.
Yeah, it's good people to be sure that we are not talking in a machine.
It was not robot, it was a human being, and that is me. So I feared using the two because the connectivity here is not very good, and so that's what that was my limitation. But I'm very, very thankful to the organizers of this. When I see you, it is actually going to take us to another level. As I've mentioned, you realize that you and your team, you had to work very hard to meet our demands, which worked well. And we are very proud of the process that you have gone through. And we can always recommend you over and over again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are proud to be with you and also to partner with you. And thank you very much again for sparing your very busy schedule, because you're actually off the office, offsite for other assignments. So thank you very much. I know that you've talked about very great things, how the system enabled Kenya to actually do their census in time. By the way, Kenya in East Africa, I'm not sure about other countries beyond Africa, Kenya was the first country to hold their first 2020 round of census. I believe now both Uganda and Tanzania are working hard to have their censuses next year, if not next year, but one. So thank you so much. Is that allowed, or they'll be handled later?
Maybe you might repeat. We missed you a little bit from thank you so much.
Okay. I'm just saying I'm seeing some few questions on the on the chat, and I'm not sure whether the keynote, our guest, Mr. Mr. Budo, is to answer one or two, if at all, based on the plan.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So, Everton, you want to coordinate that if there is one or two questions? Well, I'm not seeing any question. Anybody with the one or so question to Mr. Obudo? You could, are they allowed to unmute, or you could raise your hand? If there is. Okay, seems it was all perfect. And again, Mr. Obudo, I thank you so much for this, for your time, and also for this great speech that you've given us, and a live case study of really what happened, and also your view as far as GIS is concerned. And you presented it so well, right from the data collection, management, and even now planning about or working on dissemination, and bringing all these systems together, the integrated GIS system, all in the workflows. So thank you so much. And we wish you the very best in the course of the day as you continue the other errands. So thank you so much, sir. I think I return the program to Everton to pick it up from there.
Yes, thank you so much, Bwana CEO, and also Bwana DG. It's really an honor to have you here. So according to the program, we are going to have another sort of an overview on the application of GIS in governance. So I want to welcome our able presenter, Evelyn Delay, who is the solution engineer in government. We are, it's a diverse, Evelyn Delay has a background in planning, so she comes on board with the experience in planning. And then now when you bring it together with GIS, then you might have some clear picture on what is happening around. So welcome, Lele, to take us through in general application of JS in governance. Welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Everton. I'm just sharing my screen. Just confirm if you can see my screen, Everton.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Thank you very much. So good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for making time to join us for our conference today, the Government User Conference. And I'm going to take you through an overview of Arcgis for governance, simply Arcgis for government users, for informed decision making. So we're basically going to look at how Arcgis can be used by governments here to make informed decisions. And right from the previous presenters who've spoken before me, talking about being able to better deliver services, return on investment, etc. So we're basically going to look at how Arcgis is able to help you as governments or our users in government to be able to leverage this platform for informed decision making. So as introduced, my name is Evelyn Lele, a solutions engineer for the government sector. And I mainly support the sector to understand the requirements of our users and help in formulating appropriate solutions. I fondly refer or fondly introduce myself as an urban planner as well as a GIS professional. So my background is in urban planning. And then I've also incorporated GIS into it. So I'm going to take you through this particular session today. So just as a way of introduction, what we're going to look at today is basically how you're going to use the Esri Arcgis platform to be able to make better decisions, or basically how you're going to use this system as a decision support system as our users in the government sector. So for those of us who may be new to this platform and for the sake of our new users as well, so this platform is an integrated platform for managing and applying geographic information. And I must say that this system is actually advancing and it's both contributing and integrating many new innovations. One of the latest innovations that we have that is already integrated with our platform or the Arcgis platform is the Autodesk BIM integration. And I'm sure the AEC industry, that's the architects, the engineers, the construction managers are part of the government sector. So it's definitely one of those things that I may want to highlight. So when you talk about the platform, of course, we have various components, and users working in this platform are actually connected using various applications. So we have applications that you can use on the desktop, applications that you can use on mobile devices, etc. So we have a number of applications that you can be able to use as part of this platform. So the other thing I also need to mention is that the platform provides identity and information models. So each and every user who's using this particular platform will have a unique identity, as well as various information models that are mainly essential foundational data layers. We have various maps and applications, as well as various workflows within this particular platform. So the platform is also powered by services that enables you to work with the various data sets. So in terms of the distribution of this platform, I've said that the platform is actually highly distributed and integrates various technologies. So this platform can actually be deployed in various, there are various options of deploying this particular platform. We have an on-premise deployment of the platform within your infrastructure as users in the government sector. You can also have this within the cloud that's Arcgis Online, what you're calling software as a service, or you can choose to have a hybrid of both an on-prem deployment and software as a service deployment, or an online deployment of this particular service. So that's briefly what the Arcgis platform is all about. So today we just want to look at how can governments, how can you as our users in the government sector make use of this platform for informed decision making. So we're talking about Arcgis or GIS providing both the framework and the process for informed decision making in government. So what we're basically talking about here is that we're looking at the different workflows within the government departments. So right from the very beginning, of course, data is really an integral part, looking at data integration and management. So allowing you to bring together data from different sources and also allowing interoperability. The platform is able to support various standards, the different standards that we have, as well as the different formats. So right from data integration and management, visualizing and basically communicating that information. And then of course we have analysis, which is a very important component, being able to understand trends and patterns in your data, planning and design. And then ultimately we want a decision support system, a system that is able to make us make mission critical decisions. So after all that workflow, at the end of it, we have to make informed decisions. And that's basically what we are talking about today. So after making those informed decisions, then as a government, you're able to take the necessary actions or the necessary measures. So we're basically talking about this platform providing the framework and the process for informed decision-making in governments. So again, the other thing that I need to mention is that this platform is actually a smart platform. We're calling it a smart GIS, or what we're calling it is actually a system of systems. So it's a system that is able to connect people, that is able to connect processes, that is able to connect things, and that's able to connect data about people and the things and the processes within a government. So this system, we're mainly talking about a system of systems, talking about the system of record. So for every government entity, I'm sure you have data. You could be having a database, or you could be in the process of collecting data. So what this platform gives you also is a system of record, ability to actually have all your data in a central database or a repository. You can be able to query that information. You can be able to update that information and ensure that it's current over time. So we're talking about a system of record. Then the other bit is a system of insights, being able to understand the patterns, being able to understand the relationships of your data sets. And so from the insights, you're able to now make a better decision. Then the other bit is what we're calling a system of engagement. So with this, we're mainly looking at governments being able to enhance collaboration and communication internally within the government institutions. So for governments, whether you're talking about the national or the local government, we have different departments within our government organizations. So what we are really encouraging our government users to do is to avoid having the silos or departments working independently, but to enhance collaboration and efficiency across the entire organization. So for instance, if we're talking about a government entity, say we have the Department of Health, the Department of Planning, the Department of Public Works, etc. So what we're saying is that this system is able to enhance collaboration across those departments. So that's internally. Then again, of course, governments are charged with delivery of services to the citizens. So we're talking about system of engagement, being able to enhance public participation and collaboration. So this is ideally what this platform is able to give you. We're calling it a system of systems. Then, so today you may be wondering, so what exactly are some of the things that we have in terms of the solutions for our users in the government sector? So we have what we are calling the Arcgis solutions. So the Arcgis solutions are mainly a collection of forecast solutions consisting of maps and applications that address the various challenges in organizations. So we have different solutions for our different sectors. And specifically today for you as our users in the government sector, we're going to just focus on the solutions for the government sector. So we have what we are calling Arcgis Solutions for Government. So for the Arcgis Solutions for Government mainly leverage your authoritative data and are designed to improve operations, provide insight, and enhance service delivery for you as our government users. So when we talk about the Arcgis Solutions for Government, we mainly have two broad classifications of these solutions. So we have Arcgis Solutions for state governments, or if you like, you can call it the national governments. And then we also have the Arcgis Solutions for local government. So within the local government, depending again on where you are. So in Kenya, for example, we have county governments in Kenya. We also have the recent municipal boards. Then if you're in Uganda or Tanzania, you could be having the municipalities or the local authorities. So this is broadly classified as local government. So we have those two broad classifications. We have the state, which is the national government, and we have the local government. So these solutions are mainly, we have these solutions for the different departments and workflows within both the national and the local government. And we'll be looking at how some of the templates, solution templates that we have. And as you can see on my screen, we have quite a number. We have those for airports, we have those for elections, we have those for land administration and land records, we have housing, health and human services. So we have quite a number of solutions for all the workflows in the government that you could think of. So in terms of the components of these solutions for government, the solutions actually come with various components. So the first component that we have is what we are calling the information model. So the information model is actually a free harmonized model of GIS data, web services, and maps. And this includes a series of essential foundational layers and operational information that supports a range of maps and applications for government. So the information model has focus maps and applications, editing workflows, as well as analytical models. And as part of this solution, we have other offerings, that is the Esri services, as well as providing an integrated solution for all our government. So what we're really saying is we want all our users in government to have an integrated solution that brings together the various departments, that captures the various workflows that we have within government. So that's one, we have the information model. Then again, as part of the solution, we have what we are calling a data schema. So the data schema has various components. So it has what we're calling the data dictionary. So the data dictionary basically has information about the different features and the different data sets within the solution that you're going to deploy, as well as the domains that are going to be used as part of that particular solution that is going to be deployed. Then we also have what we're calling the government workspace document. So the workspace document is basically an empty schema that allows you to work with, that you can be able to work with. So with the schema, it's actually you can customize it and tailor it depending on what you want as a government, whether a national government or a local government. So you can be able to remove attributes or fields that you do not need within the schema. You can be able to add attributes or fields that you feel are not captured in the schema. And we have quite a number. As you can see on my screen, we have quite a number. We have those for parcel editing, we have those for land use planning, law enforcement, electoral districts, quite a number depending on the different workflows that we have within government. So those are basically some of the components that we have. Then the other bit as part of the data schema is what we're calling the government release note. So this is basically a documentation on the solutions that we have within the government solution. So we have a number of solutions for the different workflows and the different departments within the government sector. And as already mentioned, think of all the workflows or all the departments that we have within governments, for example, whether national or local government. We have planning and development, we have public works, we have health and human services, and I'm happy that we'll actually be having a breakout session where we'll be looking at some of the solutions that are specifically tailored for the health sector. We have assessment and taxation, basically talking about land issues and tax. We have emergency management. We have elections and statistics. Again, we'll have a whole breakout session just focusing on the election solution as well as the statistics solution, talk of defense, and all the other workflows within the government. So we actually have a number of solutions for all the workflows and all the sectors within the government. So that's what we have in terms of the Arcgis solutions for the government. So with that brief introduction, I'm basically going to take us through a demonstration just to show some of the things that we've been able to put together for our users in the government sector and how you can actually best use some of these templates to create your own solutions for the different workflows that you have as a local government. So just allow me to share my screen again. Ivaton, please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you very much. So as I mentioned, we have the Arcgis Solutions, which are mainly industry-specific solutions, which is a collection of forecast maps and applications, as I had already mentioned. And we have a number of solutions for different industries. So you can find more information about the Arcgis Solutions from the Esri Arcgis Solutions page where I am right now. So we have a number of solutions tailored for the different industries. And so for the interest of our users who are here today in the government sector, we also have solutions for government, what I already mentioned. So we have Arcgis Solutions for both the states, that's the national government, as well as the local government. So these particular solutions for the state and local government are basically looking at addressing the issues, are actually focused on the workflows that we have within our governments, both national and local government. And we have a number of them based on the departments and the workflows that we have. I had already mentioned these. We have airports, we have elections, we have land administration and land records, public works, roads and highways, housing, urban planning and community planning, and all these others. So we actually have all these solution templates for the different workflows and the different departments within our government. So what I'm going to show you is a proof of concept of some of the solutions that we have deployed that aims to just show how you can best leverage Arcgis within your organizations as governments to be able to better make informed decisions as governments, as you mentioned. So we have a number of solutions configured just to capture some of the workflows that we have. And it's actually an integrated solution to capture the workflows that we have within our governments. So for instance, whether you're talking about a national or a local government, we have different departments, and these departments are actually common. So for instance, we could be having the lands, housing and physical planning department. We could be having the finance department. We could be having environment, water resources, education, health services, agriculture, livestock, etc. So all the departments that you could be having within your government. And I'm sure these actually cut across both national and local governments. So what this solution does is that it integrates the workflows of the different departments within our government. So what we are really encouraging our users in the government sector to do is to have an integrated solution that brings together all these workflows and avoid working in silos as government institutions. So I'm just going to show some of the applications that we have, solution applications that we have that captures some of the workflows. And for instance, if you're talking about the environment department, you want to ensure that you have an inventory of all the resources, the water and environmental resources of a government. It could be a national government or a local government. So this application shows what you could have in terms of resources within your government. And you're able to see a summary of what that particular government has. So information summary, you can be able to see a summary of all the resources that we have within a particular jurisdiction, whether national government or local government. You can be able to query information about the resources that we have within an area. So for instance, I have various natural resources here. For instance, you just want to see within our particular jurisdiction, which are the resources that are meeting a particular criteria. For instance, here I have dams, and you just want to look at the dams that are meeting this particular criteria. So you can always query that particular information and just see what you have. Yeah, again, so this allows you to just be able to apply queries, and you can be able to see that, yeah, it actually shows you where those resources are. It gives you the attribute information about the resources that you have. And the beauty with this is that it's also highly interactive. You can click on a particular resource. For example, this is the Nakuru National Park. You can be able to see more information about that. So this is one way of documenting information, natural resources or environmental resources within, say, a county government, for example. You can also be able to share this information maybe in your website as a county government or whichever organization you are in. You can have this information shared. So that's one, just showing what you can be able to do. Then the other bit, of course, is the land sector, whether you're talking about the physical planning department, the land and physical planning departments, whether in national government or local government. So, of course, the very important bit is that everything happens on land. So what you're seeing here is a sample of what you could have for a land information management module, basically trying to capture information about the land parcels within your jurisdiction, whether registered parcels, etc. So you can actually get an information summary of the total number of parcels that you have within a particular area and the details of that particular land parcel, the LR numbers for those particular parcels, the land uses for that particular parcel, etc. So again, in terms of the infographics, in terms of the land use, you can be able to see what types of land uses we have within a particular area. You can be able to query information. You can be able to see which parcels have land rates that have not been paid, etc. So you can actually be able to get all this information within a land information management module. Yeah, this is what I was trying to show. So you can be able to see the land use based on the various uses within the county, residential uses, commercial uses, agricultural uses, etc. And the beauty with this is that as you click on a particular land use, they're actually highlighted or selected within the land information management module. You can also be able to query that information. So at the moment, for instance, if someone needs to do a land search if someone needs to do a land search and they have gone to the land registries, it actually, I'm aware that there are a few governments that are already having a digital kind of a process for this. So what this gives you is also the ability to just quickly do land searches. So if you know the LR number of a particular land parcel, you can simply query and actually do a quick land search. So for instance, you can see this particular land parcel here, it's the LR number. You can see the amount payable in terms of rates, the land value for that particular parcel, the area in hectares, etc. So you can actually have as many attributes of that particular land parcel as possible. So you can be able to query that information. You can also be able to query based on maybe the rates payable in a particular area. So you can be able to see what I have on a particular parcel here. So that's one, just capturing the workflows within the departments of lands. Then the other bit that is also a main concern for our users, especially in the government sector, again, in the land sector, is matters, approvals, and development control. So everything would actually be based on the land information management module. So I have a sample application here. So this is a sample application for development permission within, say, a municipality or a local government. So with the land information documented, one can now be able to fill in the details of applications. So basically capture the details of the LR number and all the details of that particular parcel here. Then the person who's actually seeking development permission in a local government can fill in their details. So assuming Everton Namasake is actually seeking development application within a particular local government, they put in their address here, then they put in their email here. So it's actually important that the email address is filled in correctly, because once the approval process is done, the communication will be done on email. So we can just put an email address here. Then the phone number. Yes, then the other details will be automatically put based on the parcel that we have selected. And then you can be able to choose the type of application that you're making. It could be a development application or building application. It could be a change of user. It could be a renewal of lease. It could be a subdivision or amalgamation. So you can be able to pick the type of application that you want to apply for to that particular local authority. And then this particular application also gives you the ability to attach plans or drawings. So if you're seeking application, say, development application, you need to attach the drawings. If you're seeking for a change of user or amalgamation, you also need to attach the required documentation. Then once that attachment is done, you can be able to upload your particular data. Then now, so this is the phase that will be used by the customers or the clients. Then we also have the bit that will be used by the county government, for example, or the municipality or the agency that is actually giving the right for development approval. So we have some kind of a development control dashboard that shows the total parcels within that particular area. Then it shows all the applications, all the development applications that have been done to that particular municipality or local government or agency. And then you can be able to see the development approval status. So for instance, you can be able to monitor what percentage of the applications that have been submitted for approval have actually been approved, what percentage have been deferred, and what percentage have been rejected. You can be able to see the types of applications that have been submitted to this authority. You can see majority of them are actually building developments or change of users or renewal of leases or subdivisions or amalgamations. And then you can also be able to see the category of land uses for all the parcels that have been submitted for approval. So once the internal processes within that particular authority have been successfully completed, then the person who actually sought application can be able to get notification on their email whether the application is actually approved, deferred, or rejected. Then the other bit that most of our customers or our organizations in the government sector are struggling with is ensuring that they're actually focusing and ensuring that they're enhancing their own source revenue as a government. And so one of the modules that we also have as part of the solutions for our governments is the revenue solution. So again, this revenue solution will be based on the land information management module that I started off with. So all the details of what will be in the revenue module are captured from the land information management module. So for instance, this just shows an example of how, for instance, we're talking about land rates here, how you can be able to use the GIS platform to be able to enhance on-source revenue or any other type, on-source revenue as a municipality or a local authority or any other government entity that is charged with revenue details. So the parcels are color-coded depending on those that are rates that have not been paid, those that have been fully paid, and those that have been paid to some particular percentage. So you can quickly be able to pick a particular parcel. So the LR information and all the parcel information of that parcel will be automatically picked from the land information management module. Then of course you can have different payment options just to enhance the payment of the rates within a county. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm basically going to use the M-Pesa payment option. So it automatically picks the details of the land that I want to pay rates for, and I'll be able to put in my fund details here. Then I'll be able to specify the amount that I want to pay in terms of rates. Again, this is just for demo purposes. And then I'll be able to also put in my email address. So once that is done, I'll simply say, yes, I'm going to pay rates for that particular block, and then I'll choose Lipa and M-Pesa. So I'll actually be notified. I'll get a notification on my phone that I need to pay rates for a particular land parcel. All right, so I've actually gotten the notification to pay rates for that parcel. So I'm going to allow. All right, so your payment has been received. So depending on the amount of payment that you have paid, the color code of the parcel should actually automatically change depending on whether you have completely paid the rates for that particular parcel or not. Then the other thing to note also is that the authority, if it's a municipality or whichever authority, can be able to see the total rates that are payable, the total rates that have been paid, and the rates that are pending payments. And then you can also be able to monitor progress as you move forward. So again, revenue is really one of the main things that governments are looking at, whether it's the national government or the local government. So it's definitely one of the solution modules that we have. And the beauty with this is that you can also integrate the Arcgis platform to whatever payment platforms that you have or whatever systems that you have internally as a government. So that's on the revenue bit. I think I have two more just in the interest of time. Then the other bit is being able to monitor the progress of various development projects within a government. So again, as part of this solution that we are offering for government, we have the project management module. So you're basically able to see the different types of projects within a particular area, the nature of those projects, and you actually have the attribute information like when was this project initiated, what's the duration of the project, what's the status. So you can actually be able to monitor the progress. Are we on track? Are we on track, or are we already off track? So you can also be able to see the status, the amount that had been put aside for that particular project, and so on and so forth. So you can also be able to see the total amount spent, the type of the project status, whether they're complete, new, ongoing, stalled project. Then you can also be able to see the project categories. So for this particular project, if it's an organization or a government doing projects, you can actually be able to see how many projects have we done in the health sector, how many projects have you done in the education sector, in the water sector, etc. And the beauty with this is that you can also be able to query and get information maybe according to, based on particular areas. So for instance, I can query this and just see within a particular area, how many projects do we have? So you can see in this area or within this jurisdiction, we don't have any projects. Let me try another one. So you can actually be able to see, so within this area, we have 2 projects, and you can see the category of projects is roads and market projects. You can see the total amount of money that has been spent on those projects, and you can be able to see the status of the project. So these are actually new projects. Then the other thing that you can also be able to see is you can be able to track projects based on dates. So maybe you just want to query and see if, for instance, it's a government, what are the number of projects that we've done within a particular financial year. So you can be able to put in the start date. Maybe let's see what projects we've done between 2020 and 2021. So let me just pick a date and see the projects that we have done. So you can be able to see maybe for that period, we don't have any projects done. Let me just try 2019 and 2021. Let's see the number of projects that we have. So you can be able to query projects depending on timelines and actually see what has been done within a particular period. So that captures the project management and evaluation module. Then the other bit I quickly want to touch on also as I just come to a close is the health sector. I know you have a whole dedicated session on health and be able to see some of these things. Again, being able to just document information about the health information that you have as a government. It could be a national government or a local government. So you can be able to see the total number of facilities that you have. You can be able to click on a particular facility and see the information about that particular facility. So for instance, let me just click on a facility on the map, and you can be able to see where that particular facility is, the level of the facility, the agency in charge, whether the facility has various units. It could be ICU facilities, maternity facilities, the number of doctors, number of nurses, etc. Then you can also do some query. Maybe you just want to query by county, for example. Let me choose Busia. So we can be able to see on the map that just zooms into Busia. We can see the total facilities, and we can be able to see information about those particular facilities. You can query by agency. So maybe you just want to see the facilities that are under the Ministry of Health or the private sector. So you can also perform a query and see that particular information of that particular sector that you're interested in. So that's briefly some of the application solutions that you can be able to make use of as a government. Again, I know in the breakout room, you'll have more specialized discussions, especially for elections and statistics, as well as the health and human services sector. But we have a broad range of solutions that cut across the different workflows that we have in the government sector. So I think I will stop there. Over to you, Everton.
Yes, thank you, Evelyn, for the presentation. I think you've covered almost all areas that government sector deals with. So we expect, of course, I'm seeing some questions and comments, but I believe we can handle them later. So now we